Rick, that last play, obviously, you've run a lot for Monte in the past this year, but was that part of the play, or just describe what you want to do?
It's we'll get into the details of all our plays. It's an option, and it was going to have to be a quick shot. Any pump fake was going to have to be quick. I mean, it was a great catch, and Jose did a great job getting him the ball because Ginobili was denying it, and the execution of the shot was great, obviously, and Vince really deserves it. He's been so good for us, and he's been about so many of the right things that you always hope that a guy like this can have a moment like this in a big playoff game. So really happy for him, and we survived it. It was tough, not looking good with a minute or 2 minutes to go, down 5, but guys hung in. We got the ball in the basket a couple times, and made a big play at the end.
Can you talk about Samuel Dalembert's play tonight? 10 rebounds, 4 block shots.
Sam was real active, and he's just got to keep doing what he's doing. When his activity is like this, and he's rebounding it, and he's got a presence at the rim, it makes it such a big difference for us. And really, I mean, we need him to do that. Blair had a huge game last game. Wright had a big game the first game. Those guys are a tag team, and between the three of them, we've got to get the job covered at the center position.
Hey Rick, when you talk about Vince being so many of the right things, what are you talking about?
Just such a pro, and always early, and just all that kind of stuff. Constantly preaching the message of what we're trying to be as a team, things like that. I don't want to get too hokey with it, but he's just he's been that good for us, and not just on the floor, in the locker room and all that kind of stuff. So, very very happy that that he's knocked that shot in, and it's great.
What's your assessment defensively, your execution, and the renewed commitment that you guys have shown?
Well, we weren't very good today. I mean, we got to do a lot better defensively. 106 is probably a losing number, on most nights in the playoffs. We got some things to get cleaned up in the next day and a half, we'll study it, on film and do whatever we have to do tomorrow to get ready for Monday night. But look, we're playing a great team, and they got a great coach, and they're going to keep throwing the kitchen sink at us, and we're going to keep throwing it at them. And we know how hard it is to beat a team like this, because we didn't have very good experiences in the previous 9 or 10 games leading up to the playoffs. So we're gonna stay humble about any win we're able to get, and make sure that we keep our eye on the ball and keep focusing and concentrating on the things that are important.
Along those lines, Rick, can you just describe the position you put yourself in now that you're clearly have their attention, and you're in this series? It's going to be a long series, obviously.
Yeah, look, it's whistle to whistle, man. We're never going to get ahead of ourselves. We just can't do that because they're too good, and they got too many weapons. And so we can exhale briefly today. By midnight tonight, we got to be turning our attention, right toward Game 4 and the things that we got to do better. And they're going to keep adjusting things too, and we got to be up to it.
Do you view it at all as a positive that Dirk is yet to shake free from a really big game, or is that again just part of the nature of a tough series?
Look, Dirk's playing great basketball, and his shot making, I'm not concerned about. He's so important to us in so many other areas that I'm not going to get into a dissertation about his shots and this and that. Hey, he's just got to keep playing, doing what he's doing, and you stick to the process, and good things will happen. And I thought he shot it better today. Look at his numbers, but 7 for 13 is there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's shooting over 50%, and they're making it hard on him to get shots. So our awareness has got to be there to get him the ball in the right spots. And, you know, we just got to keep attacking and keep aggressive. If we have a balance around him with other guys attacking and stuff, it's easier to get him freed up a little bit once in a while. But otherwise, it's hard. You know, it's just really hard.
Speaking of balance, Calderon got off to a really good start. Was there anything in particular that he was taking advantage of?
You know, he's just got an aggressive mindset. I thought his aggression in game 2 was a real key for us. And, you know, normally he subs out around the 4-minute mark, but, you know, he had it going in the 3rd quarter in game 2, so we kind of rode him until he was completely exhausted. And then we kind of did the same thing today, and then he asked out. He just said, you know, I'm just tired and I need one. So, look, we need to ride a hot hand whenever we can find it. And, you know, Ellis down the stretch was great. He put the ball in the basket 3 or 4 times. The and one was a big play. And, you know, we just got to continue to have playmaking from him as well.
Rick,
Take a couple more.
Rick, what does it say about your team that despite Dirk not having a dominant performance yet, you guys are in this position and you've had so many different guys step up and have big games in your wins?
It's where our whole season's been, really. I mean, Dirk's had a great year, and he was a more than deserving All-Star. But this roster is built around being able to keep the load on him lighter than it's been in other years. And so that's what we got to keep striving to do. And you know, like I said, everybody on our team has got to be a go-to guy. You know, and everybody's got to be ready to step into big shots. You know, we had a shot-making stretch at the end of the first. You know, Ellis hit a 3, and Marion hit 2 threes, and you know, we got to have everybody ready to step up in those situations, and that lightens the load on one guy. And again, I really like the way Dirk's playing. We just got to look for opportunities to get him, you know, a little bit more rest if possible. But I think he's very capable of playing the minutes we're playing.
Rick, could you talk about the energy and the effort you got from Samuel tonight and the impact he had on this game?
Somebody just asked that. But yeah, he did a great job. Did a great job, you know. And again, the rim presence is really big for us. The rebounding, we need a big body on Duncan. You know, he's great. He's still playing at a phenomenally high level. So Sammy's really important, as are all our other guys at center position.
Thanks, Coach.